Alrighty folks, this is Lurch from Ireland Gaming and welcome back to another episode of From the Depths. I'm in the vehicle designer today and I have been working on something a little different. Someone suggested to make a Canon Thrustercraft here, and I absolutely love the idea, and I took a hit, damn it. This thing's generally pretty janky and hard to hit, but this is what I have put together. Doesn't look like much, but this is a proof of concept and nothing more. Stop it! At the minute it's firing, it's a modified CIWS off my little heli pad thing, and I dropped it down to 3 barrels to get a little bit more gauge, and I think it's firing 3 HE? Yeah, 3 HE squash and a 3 HE shape charge warheads, just for, well, shits and giggles really. I just wanted to test the concept to see if it worked okay, and it does. So rather than just show off the build and like the vehicle at the end after all the sort of building process has been done, I figure we're going to improve this guy. I'll build the whole thing on camera. Sound good? Now I have already picked out a gun that I'm going to use. Rather than designing a gun from scratch, why not just use something that's already been scienced? But yes, I was thinking of using this cannon here. Now there is a reason for this. I was thinking of using the Ruger's 1500mm Gatling cannon, but the backline on that thing is absolutely ludicrous, and fitting that into a hydrofoil would be quite difficult. Well, not difficult, but it would have to be huge, and I don't want to make it huge. I want it to sit about maybe 1.2, 1.3 kilometers, drive circles around the enemy and shoot the crap out of them from range. So this cannon is really quite good for that. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep the shells that are in it. I might mix them up a bit, but it is pretty good, and it would be very good for this function, so it might be worthwhile just putting exactly the same thing in as is in it at the minute. So I think it is time to start building, and I'll get the basic start on the go, and then I will speed you up. That is the plan. So I will BRB whenever we're starting the build. Alright, so this is a rough size that I want the hydrofoil to be. Now I'm going to put it on like stilts, so to speak. My symmetry line, is it on already? It is on. Can't see it when it's only one layer. Something like this. Obviously maybe a little more central or something, but this is where I'm going to be putting my hydrofoils so that they can provide lift at the bottom, and it keeps the whole thing buoyant and out of the water. And I will be extending them outwards. I might even do these like slopey, sort of like out here or something, connected by slopey bits. It might look pretty cool, but yeah, we'll see. That's really just aesthetic. As long as they're far enough out, they'll give us the stability that we need. After that, we need to plonk the cannon in, which is quite easy. I've already got that prefabbed. Then we need to put the back line in. Easy enough. I've already got that prefabbed. And then we need to put the general bits and bobs in, the engine, the control area. Well, control area. I'll probably just plonk a seat down somewhere that I can hang on to it for dear life as the AI controls it. It's going to be a fairly simple build, but it should have a rather meaty cannon by the end up. So I'm going to start doing speedy up bits, and we will blitz through some of this development as quickly as possible. So on with the speedy up bit. Music, please. Thank you. Okay, so I'm this far along, and I've just noticed something that I really should have taken into consideration. Now, I've decided to bolt 2 on because, well, there was plenty of room. Problem being, I want this to be flying around the target at about 90-degree angle, give or take. So, having 2 guns like this side by side is completely bloody pointless. So I'm going to have to change it all up. And it shouldn't be too hard to do. I mean, I could just bolt one here and then put another one further forward and then move these things to the sides. No problem. Can be done. I also have to do a couple of the niggly little things like AI and what else? I have to put the hydrofoils on. I'll show you guys how I'm doing that. But yeah, there's just a couple of little tweaks I'm going to make, little boring bits. So I will make a couple of changes and bring you back rather than doing another speedy up bit just after I get this this sort of orientated the way I want it, because this might take some fiddling. So I will be right. Okie dokie, so I have jiggled some stuff about. I have added a naval AI here for its own little platform. I have configured the ammo inputs, which was a tedious job because they all have to be done manually. Put these down here, and rather than putting 2 separate ones for each gun, I just made a combined one. So if that goes up, they all lose that particular shell. If that one goes up, they all lose that particular shell. But I can live with that. These have a long reload time, and as long as there's a couple of shells in there, it's fine. This should be far enough away that if these explode, they won't blow the turret up, but I will be boxing them off anyway. So, yeah, what else did I change? Moved some of the barrels about. But yeah, from the outside, looks a bit stupid, quite frankly. How many blocks are we up to? 1,000 blocks. That's not too crazy. But it does need to be this tall to allow for this. This section here doesn't have to be so high. I typically build like this. I build like a big sort of rough shape first and then like trim it down as I need to. I might even like take this AI out and like make this a slope down so that it looks a bit better. But we shall see. Yeah, so time to put the hydrofoils on. And I was thinking of, let's see, get the symmetry line on, get this thing out of the water. Where did I put those barrels? This is explosive, so I do not want this to blow up and take out my thingy bob. That would be bad. Nobody likes their thingy bob being taken out. I don't want to be crazy high out of the water either, so that is probably far enough. Yeah? Yeah, I think so. Okay, right. This will do. This is our hydrofoil line. But I think I want it to be even further out. Just so that it's a little prettier. For no other reason. 1, 2, 3, 4. Through. No. Needs to be one longer. I want to put a stopey bit there. And this is actually going to be where the hydrofoils are, so that doesn't need to be there, but we need to go all the way up here. Yeah, that should be enough. And then way back here. And the reason you want to have these so far apart, so long, is the farther apart your hydrofoils are, the more stable it is. So think of it like a car. The farther apart the car's wheels are, the less it's going to roll whenever it goes around corners and stuff like that. So you want to have your control as sort of firmly planted as you can. Where the hell are hydrofoils? Water. There we are. So I'm just going to go for the age-old big dirty line of hydrofoils because it works. These things are awesome. Now, whenever I start adding like significant weight to this thing, it might become a problem. But for now, that should be more than enough to get this thing off the ground. Now the next thing we need to do is pop an ACB in here, and I think it could just go nice and easy in here. Now we need an ACB, and just set the activate on spawning to set the hydrofoil angles. At the start you want to throw it all the way up to 45, hit test, which will activate them, and you'll see all of our lovely hydrofoils are the right area. And look, okay, right. We have no floatiness yet. Hold on, that's not the button I want. You see the little lines? The little white lines? That shows your lift, or your the force that's being acted upon by that part. So it's giving us very little lift at the minute. Now, hydrofoils are like wings for the water, so you need to add thrust. So the first thing we have to do now is find our center of mass. Where is the center of mass? And you can normally find it the easiest with this little that line there, because that shows the current force direction that is being acted upon on your ship. And if you're just hanging about here with no propulsion, that's gravity. It's just showing you what gravity is doing. So it lets you see the center of mass. Now, obviously there's this other little indicator. If I can find the blasted thing, that blue line thing. But if you have turrets and stuff like that, it can be so very hard to see. Now, we have a slight problem here in that our center of mass is not in the center of a block, so it's halfway between. I shouldn't really worry so much about propulsion just yet, because it is quite early days as far as the actual shape and the final center of mass position are concerned. But I'm just going to bolt on a couple of jet engines and we can see this thing moving. Symmetry. By a couple, I mean like a lot. Okay. Now, AI. On. Why you no move? Should be working. You don't want to fire. Oh yes. I forgot one very important thing. I built this bloody thing backwards. So let's save it up. What do we call this thing? I think we should call him Jeffrey. The cannon foil. Lou. Now, I actually started building the platform backwards, and you can find, I noticed this earlier, if you look at the little build indicator here, you can see the arrow pointing in the forward direction of the vehicle, and it's really important to pay attention to that when you start building your ship, rather than doing it like me and being an idiot. It does happen, it's very easy to do, but there is a way to fix it, and if you... Right, I have saved it. I'll save it again, because I'm paranoid about that. Let's destroy all vehicles, because we don't need anything in. And we want to... Where's Jeffrey? Come on, Jeffrey. See this button in the top right? Rotate design 90 degrees clockwise. Boop. Yes, I do want to rotate it clockwise. Now that's it pointing sideways, because it was pointing all the way backwards. And if I rotate it another 90 degrees, and load him in again, you'll see that it is now pointing in the forward direction. And the AI should theoretically be able to do stuff. Why is it not doing stuff? Aha! Another thing. Jets will not work on a ship for propulsion unless you turn this on. Jets used in air mode and water mode, otherwise it'll only use them in the air. So, if you do that, it should turn them on. Why are you not turning on? I do not approve. Why? Why you no work? Work for the people. They want to see it. Asshole. Disable reverse. Ah, there we go. Off he goes. And we have lift. And look at that. It's floating. At 30 meters a second. That ain't crap. I approve. So, yeah, there's a rudimentary Thrustercraft. This should actually be... Oh, and let's just do a quick configuration of the AI here, because this is quite an important one too. I really should have put a chair on this thing. Right, where is the chair? Ah, I'm lost in the middle of the bloody ship. This looks like a perfectly safe place to put a chair. Right in the middle of the cannons. Safest place in the world. There we go. Good man. You stay there. Hold on, I do need to be in build mode, don't I? What the hell was I doing? Oh yes, configuring the AI. Come here, you. Go away all the lines. Thank you. Okay. Now, this is quite a long range gun. It'll shoot about, probably about 1.5, well, probably about 3 or 4 kilometers, but it's not tremendously accurate, so we'll say we want to enter broadside below about 1,800 meters, and we'll leave it, well, 2,000 will be fine, it doesn't really matter. Nominal broadside angle, we want to set this to about 90 degrees. I think it's probably better to go for like 95, because this slightly turns you away from your target, and if they're engaging on you, like if they're coming towards you, then you'll try and bugger off again. Here we will go for like 1400, which gives us a bigger leeway. Actually, I'll pull this down to 1600 just to have a smaller gap. Idle approach distance, I always set that really high. Turning circle, this should have a relatively good turning circle, and it doesn't. It can probably turn in lower than that, but I'll actually no. Let's do this. One thing I have forgot to add is actually turning thrusters, which I will do now. Depth requirement is 10, that's fine, doesn't matter, you could set that to 0 if you want, because this will be going mostly on top of the water. Actually, you can't set it to 0, that would be silly, because then it would try to climb onto land, but you don't have to have it terribly low. Now, here we want to put these thrusters on. Now, currently, if you put them at the, well, not currently, if you put your thrusters as control thrusters on the back of the ship, remember you have to reverse them, otherwise they will tell the AI to turn in the wrong direction. If you're putting them at the front of the ship, however, they can just turn as normal thrusters. You can leave the settings alone, but in this case we need to add those, and that seems to be about it. Tipping along rightly. I approve. Got loads of extra power. It's probably bound to be room for more thrusters. Let's put a load of smaller ones on top here. Air, jet. Yeah, nice dramatic. Oh, wait. Click. There we go. 35. Yeah, that's not bad. Now, the rest of it is, this is it basically complete. All we have to do is armor it and shape the hull a bit. So I think I'll do that in a speedy up bit before we do combat testing. So, yes, more music please, and speedy up it. Now, I think that's something we can call a completed build. It could probably do with some shields. I think it could maybe at least put some on the cannons, because remember, Ruger left a sneaky space in these particular turrets for a shield. Do you know what? Screw the shields. We don't need shields. Go man mode. Gonna have to sort of start weaning ourselves off shields nowadays, because with the changes coming, it might be tough enough to run them. So, from what I understand, it's going to be with the first step of the cannon overhaul coming. Your engine efficiency is going to go way down, so you're going to cost loads of fuel to actually power something like this, and Thrustercraft like this are going to be obscenely expensive to run. But we'll see how it all turns out later on. Oh, one thing I did forget to add is more ammo barrels. I do need a few more of those. Make sure I'm editing the hull, and we will very soon be able to test this. Now I'm going to put this thing up on the workshop for you guys to play with. I'm actually quite happy with this. I've thrown this together very quickly, and yeah, it's pretty cool. I haven't tested it at all yet, so I'm going to test it for the very first time with you guys. Ammo barrel. I need... It doesn't seem like much, but it might make the difference. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to rename this. I'm thinking GunHog might be suitable, because I put this bit on the front because it looks like teeth. It's pretty cool. Kind of happy with how this hull shape turned out. It's kind of like a thruster moray or something with the banded metal and stuff. I like it. So, what do you say we spawn something in and blow the shit out of it? I have configured the AI again. I did put this little box in the front for the pilot seat. First thing I discovered whenever I got, before I did the montage, or the speedy up bit, the chair here stops both turrets from turning. It's just no good at all. Now, what do you think we can take out? We're quite fast. Let's start out small. Where's Sebastian? Oh, there's turning. Why is the other one not turning? It's trying to get... Can it not even... What? Why you no turn? This is why we test things. Aha! I have built something on the inside of this, haven't I? Yep. Look at that. There we go. It's very easy to do that with turrets because it lets you build inside the other thing. Oh, there's a tracer. Come on, get to the right position. Oh, we did take a hit there. Minor hit. Let's see what sort of damage this is actually doing. It does look pretty cool from here. And over we go. Oh, the tracers just look so cool. Well, it seems to be making quite a mess of this guy. Bang. I think this is kind of more suited for bigger targets, but it's very annoying to hit. Look, it goes like 50 meters a second whenever it's going full tilt. 47, 49, 52. Jeez Louise, that's pretty good. Happy with that. And DPS isn't great on the gun, but you know, it's very maneuverable. It's hard to hit. I mean, at that range, it's hardly a surprise that it's quite inaccurate. But yeah, pretty happy with that. Let's find something bigger to shoot. See how it handles like a bulwark. Bulwark. There's a bulwark. Strictly speaking, these are like 225mm shells, so they're also firing the default rounds that were on Ruger's test platform too. So there's like a super cavitation round with high explosive, there's a tracer EMP, and there's I think a squash head as well. But yeah, it seems to be doing relatively well. Let's see how we're doing on this end. Oh, we did take a big hit there. Oh, I forgot to put repair bots on. I will do that before I put it in the workshop. There's probably a couple of minor tweaks I could make. I mean, that was a nasty hit there. It took that whole section off. So it might be worth putting a little connector on the front here just to sort of connect it there, because I took the hit somewhere around here, and I would rather, if it blows off that section, that the rest of the hydrofoil stay there. I don't know if any of you guys have played Robocraft, but with the damage system it's great to have redundancies, and it kind of works the same in this way. It's the same reason that Ruger puts that strong band around the bottom of its turrets, because that gives you additional connection points, and more connection points means a more solid infrastructure. So yeah, it works quite well. As you can see, we're not really taking too many hits there. I mean, the odd hit will do a lot of damage, but it's recovered quite well. I mean, we do have ourselves on board, which is like super uber cheaty, really, because the repair speed bonus is crazy high. Yeah, this is making a fairly good job of a Kingstead, to be honest. Or a bulwark, rather. There goes a gun. It's not super quick, but it is very effective. I'm sure missiles might cause us some problems, but with the speed and at this range, because bear in mind we are, let's see how far away, it should be more than 1400 meters away. It should stay at least more than 1300. Yeah, it's reached the cap. We're like 1350 away from the Kingstead here. There's hardly a surprise that it can't hit us, and most missiles won't be able to hit us either, which is pretty awesome. Now, I'm not sure this guy is really suitable for montage, because, to be honest, he doesn't do a lot of damage. Looks freaking awesome, but yeah, I'm going to have to forgo the montage in this case unless I spawn a whole bunch of them, and then it's just the same things flying round and round. So rather than that, you can do your own montages with your own explosions and stuff like that in your own game. So yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you very much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the episode, and I hope you enjoyed playing with this little guy. I'm pretty sure I'm going to call him the GunHog. I like that. And we'll stick with that name. Like I say, I really hope you enjoyed the video. Any likes, subs, or comments are really, really awesome. I love hearing from you guys. I read every single comment, and I do my very best to reply to them all. As always, take it handy, and have a bloody good day.